The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him make I lie down in the green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Then him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta go walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Who anointed I head with no oil. The cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja. Krema we groma bea tela e higzag beer. Tanaista lina bashante shante 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 shante. Krema we groma be. Aw mauso bolisa. I don't know what talk. It was 6 player 4. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And of course, my name, Blakk, RASTA. Now, this is where we speak truth to power. It is called the Black Pot. And here, we do not criticize. But if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. Because we are in the service of God and country. Yes. From the newsreel, we endeavor to always keep it real. We believe that the voice of the people is the voice of God. That is why we are reiterating the several voices of the multitudes so that God will be represented. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomon. And here is the citadel of the truth. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I want to appreciate you. Yes, our numbers are running and floating on your screens. Please do business with us. We are ready to do business with you. Again, today we have 5 very important issues to look at. As you get inspired by what we say or otherwise, you can send us a message via Facebook or YouTube or even both. We are both on YouTube and on Facebook. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, one more time, Blakk, RASTA. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is gliding on your screens. Ada chiefs jubilate over McDAN'S paralysis. McDAN has not been around for some time now. Is he on a business trip? Or he has just decided to stay away from prying eyes? These are the questions people of Adan are asking. First and foremost, who is McDAN? This is McDAN, Dr. Macaulay. No, he's a businessman. He owns private jets. That's an enterprise known as private jet at our airport right here in Accra. And he's a man who has gone through turbulent times to be able to rise to this level. McDAN is his name. He has a lot of lovers and at the same time a lot of haters. He is the boss of Electrochem. And when we talk about Electrochem, what are we talking about? It's the biggest salt mine in the whole of Africa, as we have been made to know. McDAN is a Ga-Adangbe man. In other words, he comes from Accra. He could also be coming from Adan, as he told the people. And he represents the Kole, aka the eagle, as he's totem. He's been quite controversial in the past. Many people believe that he uses his influence to be able to get what he wants from politicians. There was a time, oh yes, the Trade Fair Center was in a big turmoil, and McDAN was fingered in all directions as the perpetrator of that act of indecency. His name is McDAN. For some time now, he's been out of the business. He's been quiet, at least for some 1 month. I decided to find out exactly what is happening to McDAN. Once in a while, I speak to him. Once in a while, he calls me and I call him too. He calls me brother after our differences. And I love it when people call me brother. He has been installed as a chief in the northern region of Ghana. He's a man who is also into some philanthropic activities. Can I cut all this short and go into the story? Come here, my youth. You think a joke. My God have mercy. Now hear this. My brother, my sister. I went all the way to Adan, and what did I see? Something shocked me. The chiefs were jubilating. Why were they jubilating? They said McDAN came using government power, political power, to steal their salt land from them. We're talking about the Kole Lagoon. This is the sweetest salt you can find in the world. Over. And this salt here is spiritual. We have told the history of this salt over and over. But to suffice it, give me just 30 seconds to run it through. Watch this. Now, this salt was discovered by an ancestor from the Tekbebiawe clan of Adan. And he was called Nene Kole. The first. Nene Kole, my brother, my sister, was the one who went hunting. And when he shot at an animal, the animal was able to resist the bullet and ran into the bush. He chased this animal, hoping that it would die from the bullet wounds. But when he got into the densest part of the forest, he saw a woman sitting there and said, I am the animal you shot. And I intentionally brought you here to direct you to look at this. And when Nene Kole raised his head, he saw salt all over the place, whitish substance. And he said, do you know what this is? Taste it. He tasted it, and this is the area. And he said, well, it tastes funny, but it is nice. He said, this shall become very, very important to your livelihood. This is for your people. He gave him a number of rules to follow, one of which will suffice this conversation right now. Do never let anybody monopolize the salt. Come here, my youth. Watch this. You know what happened? Nene Kole decided that he would let everybody get to know about the salt and that they should never stop anybody. No race, no tribe, anybody could go in and harvest the salt. It was for everybody. There are some other rules which we will not go into. But at the end of the day, McDAN had food monopoly according to the people of Adan. He had the support of some chiefs. And then, when I went there to do my research, some of the chiefs, including Libiwono, who is supposed to be the priest of the lagoon, you know what they did? They were pouring libation and enchanting, and also calling upon the gods to strike McDAN. I didn't like the spectacle because the kind of hate I saw in the eyes of the chiefs. And they claimed that McDAN was there to rob them of their property, traditional property. Well, some of the chiefs supported him, but there were some who didn't. Now, as it stands, it looks like a lot of the chiefs have gone away from McDAN. For what reason, I do not know. There has been so much violence in the area. Some people have been killed. But remember, this is not the first time somebody is being killed because of the salt. You remember in the days of Maggie? How many of us remember Maggie? Maggie, my brother, my sister, was shot and killed. Margaret Kuon. We've told this story over and over. The president at the time, J.J. Rawlings, had to fly in an helicopter and go all the way to the place to be able to bring peace to the area. It was at that point people were stopped from harvesting salt from the area, whilst a Cuban specialist group was brought in to look at the long-term solution to the salt issue. And you know what happened? The Cubans came out with their verdict. Under no circumstances should the whole salt project, spanning several acreages of pure white gold, aka salt, under no circumstance should that be monopolized by anybody as contained in the traditional scripts of the Adan people. But McDAN had political will, and he also had the money, and according to him, he meant well for the people. He did a lot for the people and wanted to do more. In fact, the salt that is being harvested from the area has never been harvested anywhere around Africa and beyond. And McDAN believes that his business with the salt will provide Ghana with more resources, cash, than the gold and the cocoa that we are over-relying on. Is this true? Is it false? May I go deeper into the story? Come here, my youths. Watch me. Now, the interesting thing is this, and I always need you to listen. Some people have not been happy with McDAN. They claim he's a bully. So they have gone underground to pray, consult their gods. And when I arrived in Adan, only yesterday, they told me that McDAN is paralyzed. That the gods have struck him. I asked them for a proof. And you know what they said? They said they had their Asafutu festival. McDAN was supposed to come there. They had built a beautiful stool for him as a son of the area, and as tradition demands. But he never appeared there. He was supposed to also sit in a palanquin. The palanquin was empty. The stool was empty. And when they checked from the gods responded that he had been struck and he's paralyzed. How true is this? This is the information I have from the people of Adan. So, as a journalist, what do? I decided to place a call to McDAN. Come here. Watch this. I placed a call to McDAN. Number one, no response. Number two, no response. The third and final call also went unresponded to. This is very unusual of McDAN. Even if he's outside the country on business, he will quickly send me a message and say, yo, Blakk Rasta, I'll get back to you. I decided to speak to some people close to McDAN, and all they told me was that McDAN will be present when he is needed. McDAN is all right. Nothing is wrong with him. Well, I want to pray that it's all right. I do not want anybody to lose their lives because of salt. I believe every disagreement can be sorted out. And I went back to the chiefs of Adan and I asked them, what can be done, even if he's paralyzed? He said, well, there's only one thing that can be done. He should leave the salt alone. If he doesn't, from him, it is going to go to his family and his children. They will go one after the other. Is McDAN paralyzed? Is it true? Is it false? We're going to follow up on this story and trust us at Blakk Empire Media. We will make sure that you get all the stories. It's the Black Pots, aka Kukushoname. Bring me the photo of McDAN. Let me speak to my brother. Mr. Daniel Macaulay, Dr. Daniel Macaulay. You know, I love you very much. Since me and you sat down and had a conversation, you told me one thing I will never forget. You told me, Blakk Rasta, I will never try to bribe you because of salt. Me, one day I want to be president of Ghana. That is when I will need you. Because when you speak, people rally behind you. I don't need you to fight for salt for me, and I will never bribe you. I am only here trying to get your support to be the president of Ghana one day. Of course, I told you I will never be president. I am not a king, but what? A kingmaker. He studied me from afar. And from that time, we became quite close because I don't like people who try to bribe me. I see that you are looking down on me, and I hate to have that feeling. Since McDAN told me this, we became a little closer. After this broadcast, I'm going to call him. So, McDAN, are you around? Are you okay? Are you paralyzed? I want to believe that you are not. What is the next step? It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And when we speak, remember, we speak nothing but the truth. Do you agree with me? Next story, my youth. Watch me. Now the next story says, Black Rasta runs to British High Commission over Chairman Wontumi. Who is Black Rasta? Do you know him? Oh, okay, this guy. He looks like me. I think I'm the one. This is Black Rasta. He's a radio personality. In fact, in Nigeria, they say OAP, on-air personality. This is Black Rasta. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's a Rasta man, and he's a singer and a poet as well. A few days ago, Chairman Wontumi, real name Entwi Bosiakun, Bernard Entwi Bosiakun. He's the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the ruling NPP. He claims he's the richest man in Ghana. At a point, he wanted to buy Chelsea Football Club. Am I right? He wanted to buy Chelsea. Millions of American dollars. At a time that his party could not even handle the economics of this nation. And many people said, if you have the money, use that to support your party to get Ghana out of the doldrums. At the end of the day, it was all a farce. Nothing happened. He came on TV with blocks of gold that he had mined from his small-scale mining enterprise, Apunta. Many people say that he's doing galamsey. Galamsey is illegal mining, but his government is in power. So they believe that this guy here has political influence. He said he was starting a movement that was bigger and better and stronger than apartheid, in his own words. This is Chairman Wontumi. He went to school in Kumasi, we are told. He doesn't speak English that much, but does it really matter? Yes, it does. Sometimes he tries to let people feel that he can speak the English language. And I wonder why people force themselves to do that. English language is just another language, so if you don't speak it, it's okay. Unless you actually need it for some business or some other such thing that will benefit the nation. And in a country where our lingua franca is the English language, people in authority and people who are influential should be able to master that language as long as it becomes and remains the lingua franca of the nation. Am I correct? So that you can read documents. All the contracts you sign, they are written in English. You own the gold and the diamond. You have never presented the West with a contract that is written in Twi or Dagbani or Kassim. Have you? You have never done that. It's always in English. Therefore, mastery over the English language is mastery over some understanding. Bernard Entwi Bosiakun, he said that inflation in the UK is far higher than inflation in Ghana because he was in the UK and he realized that the price of X had doubled. And for that matter, by that alone, he judged that inflation in the UK is higher than inflation here. And he said it was better to live in Ghana than to live in the UK because of this one thing, inflation. Of course, he was wrong. Those of us who know the inflation as given to us by the statisticians and economists, Ghana is skyrocketing when it comes to inflation. Our currency is one of the weakest in the world. And in terms of facilities, we can't compare Ghana to the UK. The colonizers stole our gold and our diamond and other artifacts. They are not ready to return them. Recently, the O24 asked them, why do you want to protect illegal laws? And I applauded the O24 for this. Now, Bernard Mkhibo, I came on radio and I addressed this issue. I told him, listen, it's erroneous for you to come out and say that inflation in Ghana is lower than inflation in the UK. And that prices in Ghana for goods are far, far, far better. And therefore, you are crying that Ghana and your government, the NPP in power, has done better than the UK government. I wish it was true as a Pan-Africanist. But this is misleading because election is coming. So they want to give us fanful facts, lies for that matter, so that they could win elections and torment us again. We won't sit down for that. In fact, we looked into this and we decided to let it stay. Chairman Wontumi heard me talk about the inflation bit and he got mad. He went on his radio station insulting me right from the beginning with some English language that could only be understood by him alone. Maybe he spoke gibberish. Some of the portions could be understood. But all in all, I was glad that he was free to air his views. I don't fight people who air their views. He's my brother. But the point, my brother, my sister, he used some derogatory words. And I'm building a story. Why don't I just shut up? So that we listen to Chairman Wontumi on his radio station. But remember, do not be worried about the grammatical flops. Tomfoolery, he said tomfoolery. And such things is just for comic relief purposes. Just smile, gloss over them. You understand them. That's what is most important. Run the story, my youth.
The time you hear me talking, be circumspect and take your time to analyze it before you respond. What I said about the UK, I will never insult UK. That's the place I brought up. That's the place my children come from. That is my second home. So I would never insult UK. But what I'm saying is that the point I'm trying to buttress is that the UK, because of Russia and Ukraine war, the inflation is higher than Ghana. So my point is that crate of egg, it was £3, but now it has increased to £6. Is it true or not? So, you cannot, come to the radio, sit down into the distance and come on, do like this. Black RASTA, be careful. You are not bigger than your boss. I own 5 radio stations and TVs, 5 online. Okay? You can insult everybody, but you cannot insult your father. I'm your father. Stop that. Today, I'm not going to insult you, but I'm trying to put sense, in your mind. This is the point I'm trying to make. Okay? To tell you. Okay? So anything Wontumi will come and say, I will do it. Why don't you go to the big companies and say it because I'm African, because I'm Ghanaian? Hypocrite. You are hypocrite. You are hypocrite. You are hypocrite. Go and bath. Go and bath. Black Rasta, go and bath. Go and bath. I'm telling you, go and bath. Wontumi is the institution. You cannot break. You cannot enter. Go and bath.
That's the way. Well, you heard the great chairman Wontumi, the institution. My father, the owner of 5 radio stations and TVs. My father. You heard him. I don't take offense. He says I should go and bath. Maybe because I'm Rasta and I have so much hair. And people have it in their minds that once you have this kind of hair that I have, you have this kind of beard and mustache that I have, you are not taking your bath. They are entitled to whatever they want to believe. We shall not fight their opinions. But watch this. So when Chairman Wontumi said this, you heard the tape, right? He said his children are from there. And that he himself was raised there, right? So I went back on radio and I asked, are your children still there? If Ghana is better than the UK as you claim, I think that you should set a good example and tell the whole world that your government is the best. And for that matter, you have brought your children back to join you in Ghana, at least for a major part of the time, to demonstrate to us that your party has truly made Ghana better. Is that too much to ask? Chairman Wontumi heard me say this, and quickly he granted an interview. You know what interview he granted? I have relocated my children from London to Ghana due to better living conditions here. Wontumi. Come here, my youth. Run the story. Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman Bernard Nkrumaah, also known as Chairman Wontumi, has sparked a lively debate with his recent statements declaring Ghana a more enjoyable place than London. In an interview with Kojoma for Ebusia Nkomo at Ebusia FM, Wontumi disclosed that he has relocated his children to Ghana, citing the country's enjoyable environment and lower cost of living. Wontumi confidently argued, I always say Ghana is better than London. And if I say so, am I a joker? Or is this a joking platform that I would say such things? He contended that Ghana is actually better than London. My children are in Ghana here because Ghana is more enjoyable than London. Not even the market prices relayed by the host, Kojomafo, could get Chairman Wontumi to relate to the general public cries of hardship. He rather accused Kojomafo, who insisted he had turned a vegetarian to avoid purchasing meat, of propagating an agenda of the opposition National Democratic Congress. If you have now adopted a vegetarian diet, then you are not spending a lot. As a vegetarian, you can eat pawpaw leaves. Kontomire and cassava leaves. It's okay for you. You are spreading NDC propaganda. If not for that, you wouldn't say that you cannot buy meat. Dash it away. Maybe in Chairman Wontumi's constituency, they eat pawpaw leaves. But me, I've not seen anybody eat pawpaw leaves. All the pawpaw trees in my area there would have gone sakura because I like to eat herbs and vegetables. But of course, they must be edible. So when I saw this, I applauded. I said, oh, okay, he's responded to me. Wow! Chairman Wontumi has responded. He said, because of the challenge I threw up to him, he has relocated his children to Ghana. And he himself is now in Ghana, as we heard in that tape. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I wrote a letter to the British High Commissioner today. This is the letter. Split the screen into two so I can read the letter. Oh my God. This is the letter I wrote. I wrote this letter to the British High Commissioner using Black Empire Media. My brother, this is the letter. Black Empire TV. And this is Black Empire Media. It says the British High Commissioner, Accra, Ghana. Dear Sir, Madam, Enquiry. Bernard Nkrumaah. I write to inquire about the veracity of this claim, story attached, as published widely by the Ghanaian media, that the subject of this story has truly relocated his children to Ghana. Only a few days ago, Bernard Nkrumaah, aka Chairman Wontumi, a leading political figure in the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, claims that the inflation rate in Britain is higher than Ghana. This was greeted with a huge backlash. I personally confronted him on radio concerning his assertion and why his children were still living in highly inflated Britain. Our country hardly cross-checks for facts, though we have a bill that encourages free flow of information. Unfortunately, this place is, there was a mistake. It's supposed to be free flow of information. I believe, Your Excellency, your response to this will help curtail lies and irresponsible statements on issues like this in our political and our politics here in Ghana. I humbly and patiently await your response. And this is from me, myself, and I. Dash it away. I am awaiting the response from the British High Commission. I apologize for those print devils and demons. My brother, my sister, we need to be able to know some of these things. Politicians come and tell us all kinds of lies and they go away. Thanks to the RTI bill, we are able to get information by force as long as we demand. It used not to be like this, but now it's happening. Now, the second thing is this. When politicians get to know that whatever they say will be cross-checked, fact-wise, they would make sure that they stop lying to us, or at least minimize their lies. So I'm waiting for the British High Commissioner to respond. And when the British High Commission responds, I will come with the information again. In the interim, congratulations to Chairman Wontumi, who says his government has done so well. It has reduced inflation to the point that Ghana is far better than Britain right now. Bring a ship to Ghana right now and say, oh, Ghana is far better than London, Britain. The British people want you to come and help them raise Ghana to this level. Your chiefs and kings would all join that ship. And that is what we are trying to avoid. Lies. To God be the glory. It's the Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey! Hey! Wayo! It's the Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Are you with me? Next story, my youths. There is not the mountain ahead of you ready to be climbed that wears you out. Is the pebble in your shoe. And that is Muhammad Ali, right? It's very painful. It's not about the task ahead. It's about your preparation towards the task. You want to go and write an examination. It's not the examination that is breaking you down. It is the fear in you. That is the pebble in your shoe that makes you fail the examination even before it starts. Powerful piece of information from the great Muhammad Ali. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta. ABLAKWA saves Ghana billions in theft. Hey, I saw a certain list. First and foremost, who is Samuel Okudzeto ABLAKWA? You know him, don't you? That's him. Samuel Okudzeto ABLAKWA. He is a member of parliament right here in Ghana for North Tongue. He has started a certain spirited fight against corruption in this country. Spirited fight. And it looks like he's succeeding. He just came out recently to tell us how much billions of American dollars he has saved the nation. And when I look at the compilation, it is crazy. Run it, my youth. Now the compilation tells us how many cases ABLAKWA has helped us rescue cases of theft. ABLAKWA's exposés have saved Ghana over 20.2 billion Ghana cedis. Run the story. The member of parliament Samuel Okudzeto ABLAKWA has revealed that his top 10 parliamentary oversight exposés have cumulatively saved Ghana a colossal 1.3 billion American dollars, an equivalent of 20.2 billion Ghana cedis. Run it, my youth. In a Facebook post, the Mr. ABLAKWA, who can best be described as an investigative journalist, cataloged his top 10 works in the fight against corruption. A breakdown of my 10 parliamentary oversight exposés, which have cumulatively saved Ghana a colossal 1.3 billion. We shall keep fighting to defeat state capture and blatant corruption for God and country. Ghana first. I like it when he says Ghana first. I like it when he says for God and country. And I pray that when they come into power, be it in this election or another election, this same spirited fight and passion should continue. Do you have the chart that shows the number of cases? It's a certain brown chart that he brought out to tell us how much he has saved, itemized, one after the other, so that you can see it. I mean, it's out there and everybody is looking at it. In fact, it is on social media and everybody has seen it. When you look at it, the exposés, one after the other, itemized, all the way down from 1 to 10. And it's crazy. I want to say thank you so much to ABLAKWA. And I want to say again, I like the spirit in you that just surfaced. I like your fighting spirit. Despite all the threats, you still go all out and make sure that you will defeat corruption in this country. I honor you. My prayer is that you will continue with this fight till the end of time. They've tried to bring him down. To say, oh, he was corrupt when he was in power. He did A, B, C, D. Checks showed that they were all wrong and lies. They say when you go to equity, you go with what? Clean hands. The name, Blakk Rasta. When we return, oh Lord, we got more. And it looks like we have some messages for you right after this one. Hey! Wayo!
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Coco Showman here. We speak truth to power. Now let's look at some of the comments coming in on Facebook and also from YouTube. Zache Emmanuel. And he says, Jah, and it's all the way from Wusuta, Governor. He says, welcome, my Lord. Gladys Clark says, wow, it's been a long time. Ras Osaje Fuduwa Bill, Tendandoro, Gomadoro, Yin is on bill. He says, fire. Stephen Banda says, the lights is on, and I'm listening to you live in Bloemfontein. Blakk, I miss you too much. And God bless you too much. I miss you. Thanks. And I'm very happy you are back. Wayo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. He says, King of Africa. Wayo. Blakk, you are the King of Kings of Africa. Wayo. SMZ TV. It says, BEM. That's Black Empire Media. God bless you. More fire. We have more messages coming in. Now, this other one here, my brother, my sister, is from Zenica GH. And it says, Ja, watching live from Polygonal. God bless Black Rasta. And he says, please put in some African touch in the studio. Oh, yes. It will be there. The studio is still under construction. By Monday, you will see the full studio. To God be the glory. You will love it. We are only showing you a bit of the studio. On Monday, when everything is done, in fact, over the weekend, you would appreciate this studio. Don't worry. But we have pots there. They represent Africa. The black pot. But don't worry, man. I know what you mean. Thank you so much for that one. Mohammed Banjia one says, we are live. Much love and respect to you, Biel Blakk, the crew, Apollonia, the Bambana, Smile G, and all the listeners and viewers. Alhamdulillah, we are back with more fire. Run it! Wayo! Signed MC Scorpion. Nobab says they love comparing themselves to developed countries, but won't do the right thing. I love that piece. Person who speaks English like he's tearing it from a tree. This one got all of us in the studio. Randy Boy says, welcome back, Blakk. Wayo. He says, that's the place I brought up, Ampa. And he used some words there that I want to censure. Well, it's a regional minister. Yes, it's a regional minister. Chairman of the stronghold, the World Bank of the ruling party. This is the man who is the chairman of the whole place. You own radio stations and TV, and so what? Aquaripa. Can you burn Blakk? The interesting thing is that from his Wikipedia page or story, I'm supposed to even be older than him. You know? Yes. According to his Wikipedia story, I'm supposed to be older than him. But you know, politicians, they always hide their age. The only thing is that I'm a fresh boy. So when I tell them next month, 2nd September, I'll be 50 years young, they don't believe it. They say, oh, how come? Bra Banks says, Mbiale, I love you from the deepest part of my heart. Come here. Please, I plead with you to go down to the issue of Mr. Tell. He said he's resigning from Radio Tamale. Please plead and tell him to come back. Well, if resigning from the place is going to get a better place and serve you better, we should encourage him to do it, isn't it? It looks like he has problems there, left, right, and center. And whatever decision he takes, I will support him because I think that he is old enough to take decisions for himself. I think he's had enough. And the station too probably has had enough. So he wants to move out. Mahmoud Hamidu gives us surprise emojis like each. He says, "Na human bleed this, human be this." Abdul Deshena Shaba Amadu says, "Good afternoon, and I'm watching you all the way from New York, Syracuse." Wow. FZ says, "Thanks for exposing the negative aspects of the Nana Akufo-Addo government. Now I am aware of his intentions to harm KWAME Nkrumah and the nation. He's following his father's footsteps." Bafu George says, "Blakk, your intellect is so deep and I admire you. Thanks." I take that as a compliment. Send more comments coming in. We're going to read them as we fly along. Next story, my youth. Ghanaians run for their lives in the UK. Dear has not been spelled well. T-H-I-E-R. That's how it's supposed to be spelled. T-H-I-E-R. Sometimes some of these print devils chase us everywhere we go. Yeah? Now, my brother, it's very simple. What it is this. There is a riot in the UK. People are being knifed left, right, and center. You know what it means to say knife? They are using knives, inflicting injury on people. I hear a number of people have lost their lives. Who are being targeted? What is really happening? Let's find out exactly why these things are happening. Oh, I think this is rather the wrong spelling. The correct spelling is T-H-E-I-R. Wow. I think Chairman Wontumi's spirit is trying to enter me right now. Brrr, brrr. I exorcise that spirit. It was right. T-H-E-I-R. The font was trying to deceive me. I love you and I appreciate you. What was I talking about? The UK. Demonstrations are going on. Yeah. Ghanaians are running for their lives. First and foremost, let's find out what is happening in the UK. Why the demonstrations? Run the story, man. Watch this. And this is deep. UK protests. Why immigrants are being targeted and attacked by protesters. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Now, the ongoing violent protests in the United Kingdom have left some Ghanaians living in the UK stranded and in disarray, as they are unable to leave their homes due to escalating anti-immigration protests. Kofi Maafo, a UK-based Ghanaian journalist with Rainbow Radio UK, expressed concern over the situation during an interview on Accra-based Joy News. They said they are law-abiding migrants in this country. They do pay or honor their tax obligations, and as a result, they don't see any reason why the actions of one individual committing a heinous criminal activity should affect everyone. As migrants and people with a certain record, we believe in peace and tranquility. That's what he said. Next page. They hope this will not get out of hand and will not escalate to a different level. Mafu added. But what caused the protest? That's where my interest is. My brother, my sister, what caused the protests and attacks? 3 young girls are brutally stabbed or were brutally stabbed to death on July 29 by a 17-year-old identified as Axel Munganwa. Did you hear that? 3 young girls were brutally stabbed to death on July 29 by a 17-year-old African by name Axel Munganwa. And what happened? Now, according to the police, the incident occurred during a Taylor Swift-themed dance and yoga workshop at a community center in Southport, England. Now, the suspect, reportedly born in Cardiff to Christian Rwandan parents, has been charged with killing Baby King, 6, Elsie Dot Stancombe, 7, and Alice De Silva Aguirre, 9, and 10 other accounts of attempted murder and possession of a blade article per reports by Merseyside police. 8 other children and 2 adults were also injured at the event. My brother, next page. Now, the incident is not currently being treated as terror-related, and we are not looking for anyone else in connection with it. Police said in Tuesday's news release. Misinformation and violence. Following the incident, false information spread on social media that the suspect was a Muslim immigrant. The gatherings initially started as anti-immigration marches, organized on social media platforms like X, WhatsApp, and Telegram groups. However, far-right groups vocal about their hatred for immigrants and incensed by the killing spread misinformation to mobilize anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant protests all over. These protests quickly escalated, resulting in chaos and attacks over the past week. Specifically, protesters have targeted asylum houses for immigrants. Listen to this. Asylum houses. The Holiday Inn Express Hotel in Tamworth, which accommodates asylum seekers, along with another property. They have been set ablaze. Dash it away. And when you look at it, people are protesting. They are setting houses on fire. Any house that has African immigrants in there, they target you and then they set it on fire. If this was happening somewhere in South Africa, we would say that, well, they are noted for this kind of barbaric behavior. But this is England. And England wants us to believe that it is the citadel of democracy. It's a shame. One crazy man, a man who has mental issues, probably he's on drugs, has gone out to hurt innocent children, kill them for nothing. It's very condemnable. We take advantage of this. The immigrants who are in your country, helping develop your country, immigrants who are not ready to stay in their country no matter what. They go and study there on government scholarship, and when it's time for them to return home, they continue to be there. Helping develop England. England was developed by black people. We developed England. We built England. Today we are those they are killing there because of one crazy psychopath. It's sad. Right now they walk on the street, any black man they see, chuk, 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 chuk. They ask if your paper, xenophobic attacks, like in South Africa. So Ghanaians are hiding. Some of them even want to return to Ghana. Some of them say no matter what, coming to Ghana is worse. They will stay there and be killed. It's better to be killed by a white man than a black man. I'm sad. Stories like this make me weep. And you know what Ghanaians are doing there? Run it, my youths. Ghanaians are living in awe. You know what it means to say awe? They are living in pain. Ghanaians are running helter-skelter, crying. And they fear for their lives in the UK. Run the story, my youth. Racist attacks have been reported, causing immigrants to run for safety for their lives. There are publications all over. Dash away this one here. Publications all over the place saying that Ghanaians are crying that the government of Ghana should come to their aid. The government of Ghana, headed by Nana Akufo-Addo, will only release one statement. We condemn all the attacks with all the big Shakespearean English. And he will go back and drink tea and drink champagne and sleep. BAWUMIA is too busy to even know this is happening there. He's on his campaign trail, giving money to chiefs and kings all over. I heard they went to the tongue runner's place, the NDC, and NDC gave 500 Ghana cedis to Tongrana and the palace there, 500 Ghana cedis. So use this for something. You don't go to a chief's place empty-handed, right? You take a goat or a sheep or a keg of palm wine. He took 500 Ghana cedis. It was an impromptu visit. We are in the area, and then we decided that we'll come and say hello to you. When BAWUMIA went there, I had he doled out 5,000 Ghana cedis. So when they saw the 500 from Mahama, all the dancers who came to dance for BAWUMIA, the energy. Now, those dancing for Mahama were like Gogome. That is what money can do. Money can make you dance like a madman. Our politics is controlled by money. The more money you have, the brighter your chances of winning elections. So very soon, we will have drug barons ruling us. Dash it away, my youth. Mr. President, I know you are not interested in this and you don't care. Apart from releasing a statement which you haven't done yet, please sit in a plane and go to the UK. Talk to the UK government. Let them see your face and see how serious you are. Threaten that you are going to bring a plane to carry all Ghanaians back to Ghana. I know that plane would go and return empty, but at least do that. Imagine Nanado tells the British Prime Minister, yeah, we are coming to take all Ghanaians back to Ghana because of the fight. Just imagine how many Ghanaians will sit in that plane, even if they were giving them gold to come and sit in the plane. Empty plane. If it was in Togo, fine. All Ghanaians, Kofigo, Kwashigo, Kwabanago, all of them will join the plane and come to Ghana. But in England, you are taking a plane there to bring Ghanaians who are being attacked. They prefer to be killed by white people to being killed by black people. It's sad. We need to work on our. If this was the other way around, British people were being attacked here. Oh, quick, by now. Their place will be here. And all the British will be happy to leave. They are going home. But with us, bringing us home is bringing us to hell. When will we ever change? Next story, my youth. And we are closing. Is this the last story? The last story says, KWAME NKRUMAH, where does BAWUMIA stand? Nobody has asked this question. Everybody is talking about Nana Akufo-Addo, saying that hey, Nkrumah is not the founder. Nkrumah is not the founder. I reject it. It's like in the prophetic churches. I rebuke it, rebuke it, rebuke it. Like that. He's rebuking Nkrumah as the founder. They pushed Napo, and he blockheadedly also climbed the stage and disgraced himself and disgraced his party and tried to drag the Asantehini's name into the same disgrace. Shame. The former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, has also joined the bandwagon, saying that the peace we are enjoying in Ghana right now and the human rights is all because of the MPP, not KWAME NKRUMAH. One man has so many enemies. My brother, by their fruits they shall be known. Nkrumah doesn't need to be advertised. His name advertises him already. The big question is, if Nana Akufo-Addo says Nkrumah did not found Ghana, Okwe and the rest are saying that, what is BAWUMIA saying? Bring the photo of BAWUMIA here. Mr. Vice President, with all love and respect, what are you saying about Nkrumah? Tomorrow or some other day, I'll find time and show you family members from the Oforiatta family who were in the KWAME NKRUMAH government. Nana Addo's uncles who were in the Nkrumah government and held Nkrumah right from the beginning to the end. BAWUMIA, with all respect, I'm asking you, where do you stand? Is Nkrumah the founder? or he's an invitee, or he's one of the founders. He knows when he says it, he will lose the election tenfold. So he's quiet. His father used to work under Kwame Nkrumah. His father worked under Kwame Nkrumah. But he's a hypocrite, BAWUMIA. If you can sit there and see people drag the name of a great man, who was so benevolent to your family. Your father was so much loved by Kwame Nkrumah, he gave him positions and pushed him into empty spaces. You can't come and defend the name of such a man. Any man who stands with your enemies and keeps quiet for your enemies to insult you is your enemy too. BAWUMIA, you are an enemy of Kwame Nkrumah. He's quiet. Let him come out and say, oh, as for me, I believe that Kwame Nkrumah is the founder. The party will assassinate him. The way they try to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah, they will bomb his bald head. He's a hypocrite. If he's not, let him come out and say that, hey, and I'm throwing the challenge. But he's my brother. I sympathize with him. Nana Akufo-Addo is a traitor. He doesn't want BAWUMIA to be the next president. You know why? Run the story. It looks as if Akufo-Addo is deliberately sabotaging BAWUMIA's presidential ambition. And this is Kwesi Pratt. Run the story. This is Kwesi Pratt. You see him? Massa. That's how he speaks. Veteran journalist Kwesi Pratt Jr. has accepted that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is only succeeding in harming the presidential ambition of his vice president, Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA, with his recent remarks on Ghana's first president. He indicated that the president's utterances on Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah make it seem he is bent on ruining the presidential ambition of Dr. BAWUMIA. That's shut down. And it's true. Napo is supposed to be the running mate of BAWUMIA. He went and gaffed. Remember I said gaffed. I didn't say goof. He gaffed. He made a gaff when he went out there and deliberately said, Kwame Nkrumah. The whole Ghana rose against him, including ghosts. They should have learned their lesson. But Nana Addo still came back. Kwame Nkrumah is not the founder. Who are you hating? They don't like BAWUMIA. And I'm sad for BAWUMIA. It's the Black Pots, a.k.a. Kuku Shodomo. Bring BAWUMIA here. Let me ask you one last question and I'll be done. Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu BAWUMIA. Where do you stand? Is Nkrumah the founder or not? Or you don't care? That's now. All right. I want to say thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you and I love you. Remember, our numbers are running on the screens. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Call us and tell us what you want to advertise. We'll put it on this show and it's going to fly bigger than ever. We are 100% Pan-Africanist from the front all the way down to the back, the side, and we gallantly walk in the paths of Pan-Africanism. Mahmoud Hamidu says the human brain is a complex and vital organ capable of creating and interpreting virtual realities which profoundly impact society based on geography and people's experiences. It's a big problem. Niyama Johnson says, how on earth this guy Wontumi is a regional chairman? It tells you of the nature of the party he represents. Grace Saki says, hi. Sharif Ibrahim says, you look dull today. I look dull today. Are you sure? Okay. Maybe I'm hungry. Maybe the economy is having a toll. Mohammed Banjir once said, Mbiale, I'm back again. I don't know how this would feel, but I suggest we maintain the initial time for the session. That's 5 p.m. For the 6 p.m. interrupts our Maghrib prayers. Signed, MC Scorpion. Okay, we'll look at it. God's way Jata says, live in Kumasi. Wayo. Harry says, Blakk, what are you planning for the 50th birthday? I'm going to release 2 songs on the day. One with Shatawale and the other one on my own. We are putting up a huge Kutoko Roots festival. Oh my God. And we are inviting artists that you would love to see. Oh my God. We will unroll them. But above all, we have our My Dear Ghana Patriotism Summit, where we invite all these political parties to come and sign an accord and tell us they are ready for peace and what they are doing for peace. We will give them a peace medal. Without that peace medal, they are not ready for peace. We shan't vote for them. That's our initiative. Are you ready to support it? God's way Jetta says, live in Kumasi. Wayo. And Harry says, oh, Blakk, what are you doing for a 50th birthday? All right. Tom Poe says, my long time brother. Ah, okay. Says, my brother, long time. Alexander Bambila says, I'm watching you all the way from Ontario, Canada. Sway GH says, fire. Ah, are we done? Well, my name is Blakk Rasta. And I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. We will return again tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. sharp. Until then, hey, wait, wayo!